Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We have
Getting drafted to the
not only another Wilt video, but another requested video. God dang, you guys should request like any other videos. Like, come on. It's 5 Wilt videos? I don't care though. I'll react to whatever y'all want. But yeah, we have the NBA has been hiding his biggest secret for decades. We'll check that out. But first, real quick, once I get this, the reaction channel to 15 subscribers and the normal channel to 30 subscribers, I'm going to be making an IG for that way, and you guys can like DM me what you want me to react to, DM me, talk to me, whatever you guys want, and stuff like that. So that's going to be nice. And also, we're doing 2 uploads a week on the reaction channel, aka this channel. Check out the other channel, subscribe to both.
NBA straight out of high school is impressive, but averaging 70 points per game as a 16-year-old against professional players, you gotta see this to believe it.
Averaging
What's up, everybody? It's Jimmy, and at this point we've heard so many tall tales about my man Wilt Chamberlain that I can't tell the difference between what's real and what's fake. But recently I stumbled upon a Wilt story that absolutely blew me away. A story that I had never heard, but one that shaped the rest of Wilt's career from a very young age. But the most surprising part of this story is what most stories lack: the concrete, indisputable evidence that proves these events
we're gonna watch him play. Okay. He invented the waves. Oh my god, y'all saw that, right?
Proves these events actually took place.
Wait for it. Wait for it. Wave check. Okay, Will, I see you.
Now, back in the mid-50s, regulations on amateur athletes weren't as strict as they are today. These days, an elite amateur athlete can't even shake a recruiter's hand without getting investigated. But 65 years ago, things weren't so strict.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
That's
why he changed the rules, because there wasn't many rules.
16-year-old Wilt Chamberlain dominating professional basketball players under a fake identity. Yes, this actually happened.
What a savage.
And yes, there is physical evidence to prove it. But before we dive straight into this unbelievable story, we have to fast forward to 2013, when 2 men by the name of Carl Robb and Jim Rosh uncovered one of the biggest secrets in NBA history. Carl, the mayor of a small community by the name of Richland Town in Pennsylvania, has heard a rumor that the town's community center may be home to one of the most mysterious and historic events in basketball.
Dang.
A local resident hinted at the fact that the small gym was the exact location where a young Wilt Chamberlain illegally played professional basketball at just 16 years old.
Oh, for real?
In hopes to uncover the truth, Carl looked for any signs that the community center may be the old basketball courts. But unfortunately, he couldn't find any significant physical evidence. He did happen to locate the brackets where the hoops used to hang, but he knew this wasn't enough to prove anything. But it seems like that day Carl's stars aligned, because a local man by the name of Jim Rosh had heard about his hunt and provided Carl with a first-hand account and evidence that would explain everything. Jim Rosh, now in his 80s, was none other than the scorekeeper for the professional team that played in
Stop it, bro. As that made
known as the Quakertown phase. And 60 years later, Rosh still had score sheets, pictures, and newspaper articles dating back to the mid-50s.
Oh, bro, we got some history lesson out here.
Was expecting. A 16-year-old Wilt was not only playing against professional basketball players, he was dominating them. One score sheet in particular shows that Chamberlain racked up 46 points and 18 rebounds in one game. In fact, Wilt led that pro team to a 36-1 record. This was when Wilt was a junior in high school. What was thought to be a myth was actually uncovered to be fact by a man that witnessed Wilt with his very own eyes. But
why do they, every time they show history, like everyone's like clapping like in fast motion, everyone's like everyone's going so speedy now, bro.
Here's where the story gets really weird. By the following season in 1954, Wilt was now receiving considerable attention around the country. As a senior at Overbrook High School in Philadelphia, Wilt was by far the best high school player in the country, and everyone was taking notice. Everyone knew who Wilt Chamberlain was. But prior to that breakout season, Wilt was still just a local legend. So local that in an effort to retain his amateur status, Wilt played the entire 53-54 season under a fake identity. Chamberlain's fake name that season was George Marcus.
George?
Hold on real quick.
Marcus?
Gotta make a few changes. And...
That scared me, bro. What was that?
That season was George Marcus.
Bro.
Hold on real quick. Gotta make a few changes. And...
Bro.
And actually,
oh, the joke!
To point out this news article that has aged so terribly it makes me uncomfortable. George Marcus, giant Negro center.
Bro.
Boy, how far we've come. Anyways, Wilt Chamberlain not only played and excelled in a professional basketball league as a 16-year-old, he was playing so good that he even had to change his name for a season so that he could continue to play for the team. In fact, over the past few years, numerous articles have been dug up that specifically mention a 16-year-old near 7 foot tall George Marcus that was completely shitting on the competition. There's one article in particular that specifically states that Wilt played under the fake name during his time in Richland Town. And just like his NBA career, Wilt was putting up numbers that, once again, are so incredible that they might as well just be made up. In the 1954-55 season, Chamberlain, or should I say George Marcus, averaged an absurd 54 points per game. And if that wasn't crazy enough, during the playoffs, Wilt really stepped his game up and averaged
ready? This is why people
absurd 54 points per game.
Ready? Green light.
If that wasn't crazy enough,
green
during
light.
the playoffs, Wilt really stepped his game up and averaged.
That's why people do on Wilt.
74 points per game. Yep. In the 6 playoff games he played that season, Wilt averaged 74 points per game. This includes a 62-point game against 6'11" Andy Maddox, a phenomenal player who previously played for the Harlem Globetrotters, who at the time were almost as good as some NBA teams. Needless to say, the 17-year-old Wilt won league MVP that season. And lucky for Wilt, it turned out that the Pennsylvania Athletic Association didn't have jurisdiction over the city schools at the time, so Wilt could play for the professional Quakertown phase without losing his amateur eligibility. Nonetheless, a few years later, while shitting on the entire NCAA, when asked about playing in a professional league as a high schooler, Wilt denied the entire thing. Crazy to think that after all these years, one of the most spectacular NBA careers of all time, and hundreds of unbelievable stories, not many people know or have spoken about Wilt's time in a professional basketball league as a kid. And before I wrap this video up, I want to give a huge shout out to Reddit user u/DanTheMan9758 for his incredible research on the topic. I don't use Reddit for video topics often, but this one was too good to pass up on. So thank you, Dan the Man, for your insightful research. Also, thank y'all for tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. We're doing this every week, a few times a week. And as always, until next time.
His hair was kind of dope. Alright, let me know what y'all think about that. That's kind of crazy, if I'm gonna be honest. At that young of an age, imagine like absolutely killing these old guys that think they're the stuff. Dang. Alright, well, that's gonna cap it off for this video. Let me know what y'all want me to react to. Put whatever you want in the comments. I will react to whatever you guys want. We're doing 2 uploads a week, or not a day. My bad. Let me know what y'all want me to react to. We're going crazy.